Oh. There we go. I know how to zerker. Oh. Anyways, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing? Your boy is very tired today. Very tired today. More so than usual. I just did not sleep very well last night. Not sure why. But, you know, only so much we can do about that. Anyways, well, plus I ate a lot of food yesterday. Like, a lot of food. Well, I shouldn't say like, it was a lot of food comparatively to what I have been eating, you know? But in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't really like, you know, like, it's not like I ordered like family bundles from McDonald's and those were like all I ate yesterday, you know? Like, we had some ceviche for dinner, and that was delicious. And then I skipped breakfast by accident, but lunch was a pot roast, and it was delicious. So it was I ate a good amount of that, and then a good amount of the ceviche and like some other stuff. So, anyways, yeah, I'm tired. Blah 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 blah. All right, we'll do one more of these. I wanted to warm up to a heavy weight on zerker lifts, but I don't think that's happening today. I think it's best if we just did some back squats and did some zerkers as like a funsy thing later. You know what I mean? Especially getting back into the swing of things. I almost threw up. Yeah, I wanted to warm up to a decent, you know, zerker squat lift, but I don't think that's happening today. I gotta be a little more gentle and I'm gonna be more considerate to myself, you know? It's like, dude, you just got over being sick. You just had a really rough night's sleep. It's like, chill, you know what I mean? But I don't know about you guys, but I always struggle with that. It's just like, come on. But I really should be a lot kinder to myself. So, the plan for today is Oh wow, I can't even think right now. So the plan is to work up to a heavy squat. This is over. All right, so the plan for today is to work up for a heavy back squat and then do some zerkers for an accessory, and then work on some deadlifting. Deadlifting, I wanna keep to reps. So I'm thinking like 315, 365, and that's it. Whereas for back squat, I'm hoping for like a heavy triple at like 315, maybe 365. So, but we'll see. Yeah, I think 315, maybe 365, and then we'll be good. I'm still undecided on how that feels. I mean, 225 felt actually pretty light. Surprisingly. Despite how I make it look. But yeah, everything's feeling pretty good. I'm still real sore from yesterday the last workout session, which was 3 days ago actually. So yeah, my recovery's been kind of crap, but it could be worse. Yeah, I'm still sore, but not sore, you know. Okay. No, but yeah, we'll get maybe 365. If we can hit a heavy triple at 365, we'll do 3 sets of that. Then we'll bring the bar down, and then we'll do zerkers. And then we'll do deadlifts. And then we're basically calling it good there. So, yeah. I kind of wanted to do some like beltless squat stuff, or beltless? Technically this is all beltless, but anyways, I wanted to do some belt squats and some hack squats just to build some more of the quads and the glutes, but I might not have time for that today. So we're gonna keep it easy. We're gonna keep it real easy. This might be where I need to put on the belt. Yeah, we're gonna throw 365 on there. And if I can hit a heavy triple here, I'll be happy. All right. You know what? We might skip zerkers and just keep doing heavy triples. Just because, like, I'm running out of time. Well, it's not even a time thing, it's just, if I'm being honest, I'm gonna be lazy and just not set it up. I warmed up with some zerkers you know, figured out that 135 is heavy for me right now in Zerkers. But I definitely want to get in some heavy squats. So we'll do 2 more here. And then we'll move on to deadlifts. And we might go do some, you know, some other stuff. We'll see how much time we have. But anyways, okay. Okay. Very nice, very nice. We'll do one more. We'll do one more, and then we'll call it good on squats, actually. I don't feel like we need to really be doing a whole lot of reps, so. Yeah, because I do a lot with my legs from day to day, you know? Like my everyday movements and stuff is a lot of squatting already and deadlifting. So I feel like just keeping this with strength and stuff will be fine. But yeah, because like tomorrow, I gotta do a lot of lifting, a lot of picking up, a lot of holding, a lot of carrying, you know? So no use overexerting myself by doing too many reps. Because I've found, for me, reps with resistance training tires me out over the long run. Like in the short run, it's like, oh wow, I'm getting reps in, you know, and I'm making gains and all these things. But like, I feel like in the long run, for me, because of how much I use my legs from day to day and how much walking and running I do already, it just taxes me out. So it's just like, I feel like for me, I got to keep legs pretty minimal, you know, just to, you know, not overtax myself on that. Plus I want to keep my strength in my legs. I don't really have to worry about hypertrophy in my legs or anything. Like I have plenty of muscle in my legs. So yeah, but anyways, back to the antithesis of what I was talking about earlier. What was I talking about earlier? I just remembered I have to talk about the opposite of what I was just talking about. Oh yeah, people just have kind of forgotten how to have fun because everyone's so worried about like careers or jobs or money, you know? And so I feel like a lot of people just have forgotten how to have fun because they're hurrying through everything. But then again, I also feel like in today's world, everything's a hyperbole and it's annoying, you know? Like everything's so over the top or like, oh, like my gosh, shock factor or like, look at me kind of thing, you know? And it's annoying because it's just like, eh. But anyways, so the antithesis of what I was talking about earlier is that people have too much fun, you know? Like they have overexerted the fun factor. So then it's just kind of like, they're either burning both ends of the candle kind of thing, you know? Or like they only do fun things. And it's kind of like, well, now you've kind of like oversaturated it. You know what I mean? Like when you do something too much, eventually you just get jaded to it and you just get used to it and it becomes plain. So then you always have to do the next big thing and all this stuff. So, you know, it's just like it with everything, and I say this quite a lot, at least in real life. You know, everything in moderation. You know, keep the scales, you know, somewhat balanced. You know, they're always going to be up and down, but you always want to kind of keep the waves of the scale kind of the same. You know, there's no point in like overshooting or whatever. But it also depends on your goals and you as a person. So it's like everyone's scales are different. Some people's scales are literally just a teeter-totter stick with a ball on it, and they're just trying to keep the ball there. Some people, it's actually one of those old-fashioned like gold scales, you know? And for some people, it's a digital scale, you know? For everyone, it's different. For me, it's kind of like the moon and sun. You know, it's just always kind of like up and then down, you know, night and day, you know? Kind of. I try and keep it that way, because if I don't, then it's like being in Alaska or like being at the equator of the earth. Like, that's just how it is. Because like ADHD. Okay, last set, and then yeah, we'll move on to deadlifts. I took a step back there and that felt weird. I almost had a weird fallback. I've been finagling a little too long. We gotta speed this up a little bit. I've been chit-chatting a little too long today. So we're just gonna be slapping on some stuff for some heavy deadlifts, and then we're gonna have to call it good, because I am quickly going from press from time to, or not press from time to press from time. But oh well. Could be worse, I guess. But yeah. Oh well. All right. Ironic that I'm like, hey, don't rush. You know, have fun in life and all this other stuff, and don't rush things. And then I'm like, oh, dude, we gotta hurry. Mind you, I'm accounting for the drive home and then changing, showering, getting breakfast, you know. So it's like, if you look at it as like an exact time thing, yeah, I have plenty of time, you know. But since, you know, I have other stuff, you know, that I need to get done, you know, I need to go pick up some stuff on my way out. I need to, you know, probably use the restroom, and I gotta eat, you know. So it's just like, that's like another hour on top of like me having to leave in a bit. And I thought I got here early enough, but I guess I did not. And that's okay. You know, can't win them all. I don't even know if this is a good camera angle. I was literally just like, oh, I'll just leave this here for a minute. So if this is a weird angle, you're welcome. But again, try not to rush things. This was just poor time management on my part. This was this was very poor time management. Remember, kids, time management is extremely important. Yeah, time management is probably one of the most important life skills you can ever learn. Like, I don't care what anyone says. If you don't have good time management skills, it always shows. It always shows because you always show up late, or you're not conscious of deadlines and stuff, you know? And sometimes you can't help it. Some people can't help it, you know, because they have like time blindness or something, which is a thing, in my opinion. But but yeah, no, time management is extremely important. Not only knowing the amount of time you have to do something or the number of appointments or whatever, but also accounting for the human aspect of it, the human condition, which everyone forgets. Most people, I should say. In my opinion, everyone, but you know, most people. I forget a lot, you know, is that we're human, we make mistakes, we're not perfect. And, you know, taking into account the human condition saves you a lot of headache, because then you have like traffic, you have like, you know, accidents happen, or you might just be unlucky in a certain area, you know. That's just how it is, you know. If you feel like Porky the Pig. And for me, it says a lot about a person when they don't account for the human condition. I judge people very hardcore on that, because I used to be very unsympathetic to that. You know, I just didn't care. Whereas now I'm just like, I try my best, you know, or I really, really try to take into account the human condition. So when someone doesn't, and they're just kind of a dick, you know, a good example is rude people in customer service. You know, I always took into account the human condition. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they really needed this, and in their brain it was super important. You know, all of the reasons. And then, you know, I would give them a little grace. Sometimes, you know, very subjective, but you get what I mean. But yeah, no, taking into the human condition and mixed in with time management, you will literally make the greatest gains in life that you have ever heard of. Literally. Literally. The best gains. But no one ever really talks about that. Everyone's like, oh, it's a secret. Oh, I know the one hack. It's like, no, you don't, dude. You're just trying to sell shit. I hate that. Yeah, nope, we are not. We're gonna try for that one more time. And then we're probably gonna go do some hamstring stuff and then call her good. So, yeah. Yeah, hamstring time. I was so happy when I hit 405 last week, a couple weeks ago, and now I'm barely even scratching. Well, this is like 425 or something. But anyways, I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.